So here we go again, secret debate on the mysteries of relativistic mass. The relevant video clip I want to show is from this person who's an American physicist, Don Lincoln. He's done a video saying relativistic mass does not exist. This is the video, and really it's according to Don Lincoln's opinion that there is no relativistic mass, because he admits that not everyone in the physics community agrees with him. And I want to show that relevant clip. This is the relevant clip from the talk he gives.
Now, I should be honest and admit that there is some debate in the physics community about this relativistic mass idea. Now, I should be honest and admit that there is some debate in the physics community about this relativistic mass idea.
So he admits there is debate on the issue of whether relativistic mass exists. He refers to a paper that does not go into details about who exactly are all the people debating this issue, and not saying where it's being debated. So there's a debate going on and not saying where the debate is taking place, therefore it is a secret debate. Somewhere they, as the physics community, are arguing over relativistic mass and presumably not agreeing. And where in that debate they do not know what relativity is. So when teaching students, they, the physics community, must be sweeping it under the carpet, trying to keep quiet to the students that they, the physics community, cannot agree about relativity. So this person, Feynman, he's considered a genius. He's written a series of books about teaching physics to students. And in that book he has, which is his lectures, he has about relativistic mass, and he has relativistic mass as being a very important concept which he is teaching. So at one time, relativistic mass was considered a very important concept for understanding relativity. So people like Don Lincoln, who suddenly now want to discard the concept, well, that's going against all the teaching from people like Feynman, who are saying relativistic mass is an important concept for relativity. So now let's jump straight into the mysteries of relativistic mass. This is the famous paper by Einstein, which introduces special relativity, which he published in 1905. Putting aside the other issues in my other videos where I complain about the translation being bad on it, even going by the bad translation, there is no mention in this paper about relativistic mass. What you do have in the paper is these concepts of longitudinal mass and transverse mass, which is given by those equations shown there. And those concepts seem discarded and not now taught to physics students. That in itself is a mystery. Why do they suddenly discard those? But so where does the idea of relativistic mass come from if it's not coming from Einstein in 1905? And it seems that it comes instead from this man I'm going to point to now. So this is a physicist, Richard Tolman, who's an American mathematical physicist and physical chemist. I'm going to show where he talks about relativistic mass. So this is where his paper is published, and this is Tolman's paper, and it's called Non-Newtonian Mechanics, the Mass of a Moving Body by Richard Tolman, and in it he introduces the idea of relativistic mass. And so he goes on to say this about relativistic mass. He's introducing this concept of relativistic mass into Einstein's relativity, because Einstein did not have that idea. However, if we go to Einstein, Einstein did not like the idea of relativistic mass. And the trouble with Einstein is he keeps changing his mind. But in this case, we've got Einstein complaining about it in a letter in 1948. Maybe he changes his mind later or so forth, but he's saying to Lincoln Barnett, it's not good to introduce the concept of the mass, and that's the equation for relativistic mass, of a moving body for which no clear definition can be given. He's pointing out that relativistic mass is an ambiguous concept. So somehow it was decided that relativistic mass existed back then, in the time of the 1950s and so forth, and there must have been some sort of a debate on the subject. There's no information about such a debate, so it must have been secret. And now there are physicists, such as the video clip I showed of Don Lincoln wanting to discard the concept, and so that's leading to must be another secret debate. Einstein is basically allowing others to change his theory, but sometimes that change was happening under protest by him. The theory was not by Einstein alone. Special relativity is having input from others. And the process, I call this, is moving the goalposts. It's the method of moving the goalposts. Einstein is allowing others to move the goalposts for him, and that's to make changes to his theory. So the moving goalposts we have so far is, first, Einstein introduces longitudinal mass and transverse mass, and then later the goalposts get moved and that discards longitudinal mass and transverse mass, and then we have moved the goalposts and introduced relativistic mass. Now under Don Lincoln and others, we want to move the goalpost again to discard relativistic mass, and it's all very mysterious. But what we should know is when Einstein introduced his special theory of relativity in 1905, he was not providing a completed theory. Instead, he was providing a theory which would be changed a lot by him and others. And what are these changes happening is they're coming about by secret debates among physicists. They're having their little debates about things they don't understand and coming to some sort of agreement or disagreement. So what we have is relativistic mass was once considered a very important concept for understanding relativity. So arguing about it means they don't really know what the theory of relativity is. and they're arguing about not understanding relativity they have in secret debates, i.e. there's no openness in the physics community. They're not making it publicly known. They don't understand what the theory is, and that is just a total mess. So thank you, that's the finish of this little video. I suppose it could be argued whether these debates are secret, but really what's happening, you're getting the outcome from these debates and you're not getting the reasoning that's gone into the debates. They've come to their conclusion of introducing relativistic mass, which Einstein's supposed to. You don't get the reasoning for why they did that, and now they're holding a debate to try to get rid of relativistic mass. It's all moving the goalposts, and why they move the goalposts they're not telling you, so it's secret.